to queue. Last time, Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Vipi. Good morning. Friday chilly morning. Na unajua kama kawaida, when it's Friday, it's time for CRB 101. Yes. Kama kawaida, my name is Alan.
I'm Victor, Customer Service Department.
Yeah, so today we are here with Victor and we just want to talk about the CRB products. Najua every time ukipiga simu ama ukiinteract na sisi on different platforms, we talk to you about our products. Sometimes you do not understand what they really are. So today we are here to take you through all our products and explain to you the importance and what they really are.
Correct. And basically, the products are what we use to make the customer's information available to you as a customer. Whether it's whatever you want to check about your CRB status.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about a new customer. Mtu hajawahi interact na sisi, ana interact na sisi for the first time ever.
Kweli.
So when you interact with us in any of our channels, unaweza tupigia simu on our call center. We'll give you those numbers later. You can also do self-service. We have a short code *433#.
Correct.
Or download our Crystal Ball app. Iko kwa Android. Watu wa iOS msijali, tutawafikia.
To a Play Store and the iOS.
Yeah. So it's the first time you're interacting with us, and so the first thing you need to do is to register with us.
Correct.
All right. So if you're using the short code *433#, una dial to *433#, you can pick on option number 1. Itakuguide, and then you'll register by paying 100 shillings.
Yes. So that is the first step, registration. Basically, registration is the service that enables you to be able to create your own user profile on our system. System yetu ndio inaitwa Crystal Ball. If you find us mentioning Crystal Ball and there, that is the name of our system.
Yeah.
So it helps you create a user profile on the system, and it also enables you to access every other services that we offer on Crystal Ball app.
Yeah, that's right. So we register the first thing you've paid 100 shillings to our pay bill number, which is 186644. Account number being your ID number.
Correct.
So after you make that payment, we send you another message which has a link and instructions to download your credit report.
Yes.
At the end of that message, there is a reference number. So you will be asked to visit our website, www.metropole.co.ke. You input your mobile number and the reference number.
Yes.
So let's say you are using 07.
Yes, 07, a number that starts with 07.
Yeah, a number that starts with 07. So you'll be given instructions. You'll be told enter it as 0 and not 254. So you just follow the instructions.
Correct.
If you're using 011, the new numbers, you'll also be instructed on how to input the number so you can download your credit report.
Correct.
So Victor, mtu ameregister, download credit report yake.
So credit report, I think to share explain your credit report.
Yeah.
It is basically a consolidation of a customer borrowing behavior as reported by various lenders over time, probably 5 years.
Yeah.
So you download your report, it will kama uko na smartphone unaweza ipitia hapo, you'll see all the various components of that report. Non-performing accounts, your credit score, your PPI, all that is in there.
Yeah.
And something maybe we might have forgotten to mention is that kwa hiyo registration process, kama ni USSD, once you dial the *433#, the first thing you're supposed to key in, itakuitisha your ID number.
Yes.
Unaweka ID number, then next utaweka your mobile number, then of course itakuprompt to make the payment, itakuletea tu pop-up, you key in your M-Pesa PIN, then from there registration is processed and you get the link to your credit report.
So as Victor is saying, it's a very simple process, by the way. Una follow to the prompts zenye unapatiwa and your registration will be successful. So I know in the past 2 weeks tumeongelea credit report in depth, so leo tutaipitia tu. So you have downloaded your credit report, probably hauielewi. So the first page normally inakuwa na your biodata. Biodata basically means ni majina zako, vile zinaapia, kuna address yako, kuna the phone numbers that are registered under your ID, there is your ID number, there is your gender, nationality, marital status, all that is in the first page of your credit report. Now sometimes you find that you may download the report, but some information are not matching, or some information are not correct.
Yes.
For example, report ni ya Victor, so badala iseme Victor inasoma, okay, kuna jina ya Victor na pia kuna jina ya Alan.
Yes.
So Victor anashangaa hajawahi kuitwa Alan, so what happens? Yeah.
In such a scenario, one of our main things that we've been mentioning kwa hizi CRB 101, you can always raise a dispute with us.
Yeah.
Call us on our contact center number, send us an email kwa our official email address, and also visit our office.
Yeah.
Sema what is there and you don't want it to be there. Raise a dispute.
Yeah.
We also mentioned a dispute takes 21 working days.
Yeah.
So after that, if it's not supposed to be there, then we go ahead and remove it from your credit report.
Yeah, so just to let you know that these are cases that are normal.
Yes.
These need to happen
Ni
normally.
vitu zinatokea.
So sidhani when you have such a case, like it's a bad thing. So we can always correct these things.
Nothing is rigid.
Yeah.
We're always open to listening to customers' views.
Yes.
And a report at the end of the day is yours. So anything that is there and you feel it's not supposed to be there, it's your right to raise that dispute with us.
So the report also has all the loans you've been borrowing within 5 years. So kuna zile kama umemaliza kulipa ama bado unaendelea kulipa ziko active. Kama umewachelewa kulipa any loan ziko under default. Na ukipata report yako unaona kuna zile ziko default zimemakiwa like red. Red means danger. Mambo yako yako sawa. Zile ziko sawa ziko marked green. Kama ni default history basically means ulipata loan, ulilipa lakini ulilipa kuchelewa. So hizo zinapanga like orange. So ukiangalia hizo colors pale kwa report yako, look out for those so that you can be able to know what's going on.
Correct.
So umepata report yako, iko sawa, pengine unataka a CRB certificate. Unaweza tupeleka.
So same way, dial the *433#. By now you've already registered, so you're no longer a new user. You have a user profile. You have a PIN to access the USSD.
Yeah.
So you dial the *433#, choose option number 4. CRB certificate kwa the list of products is number 4. Choose number 4, CRB certificate. Key in your PIN, and then it will tell you the amount. Pay this amount, which is 2,200 shillings. So you choose either to go direct to the M-Pesa prompt, or you can also choose to get an SMS explaining how to make that payment.
Yes.
Kwa hiyo number umeregister nayo.
Yes.
So say you choose option number 1, M-Pesa prompt, inakuletea pop-up, key in your PIN, your M-Pesa PIN.
Yes.
Then after that, once the payment reflects, that certificate is processed. You get a notification message kwa simu yako tena. Inakwambia your CRB certificate is ready. To get it, go to the same website.
Yeah.
And use your, when you go to the website, you'll be asked for 2 things. One is the mobile number.
Yes.
Second one is a reference number that is on that SMS that you've gotten after the certificate has been processed.
Yes.
So mobile number, reference number, click on that download button. Then you proceed to download your certificate. You have it on your phone, a laptop, a desktop, whatever you're using at that point.
Yeah, so Victor just talked about the USSD *433#. If you've already registered and you want to access it on our Cristobal app, same thing. Just log on to your app. When you're registered, you already have your password, right? So you can use your password to log into your Cristobal app. The same process that Victor has explained.
Yes.
You can pay for your CRB certificate and you can get to download it. Now, kama uko na kabambe usijali.
Usijali.
Still easy.
Tunakufikiria pia.
You got everyone. So kama uko na kabambe, the thing is once you make the payment, tutakutumia message. Ile message iko very clear, iko very precise, iko na link. So that means you can keep the message, but you can also visit a cyber uweze kudownloadiwa certificate yako na uprintiwe ukuwe sawa sawa.
So remember guys, tunangoja maswali. You're always welcome to ask questions. Usiogope. I can see oh, sorry, it's not a question.
Someone has liked, yeah?
Yeah, so please ask your questions as we proceed. We'll always cut short our conversation just to answer you because our customer is always fast.
Yes. So still on the certificate. So the certificate comes in 2 forms.
Correct.
You could get a certificate with default or without default.
Yes.
Hizi ni status zako. So with the default basically means you are negatively listed at the time you are getting the certificate.
Correct.
And without default is the direct opposite of it.
Yes.
Loans zako umeshalipa on time ama unaendelea kulipa bado ziko active but unaendelea kulipa hazijafika ile time ya kukuwa negatively listed.
Ni kweli.
So sometimes unapata umelipia certificate yako na inatoa status ya with default and you are wondering how come certificate yangu uko with default na nimeshamaliza kulipa loan zangu zote.
Really?
Victor, unaweza explain hapo?
Kama iko default na unajua umekuwa ukilipa mikopo yako yote, sasa hapo tunahitaji what we call an update. So as we talked about in our earlier conversations, update inalingana na wakati ulilipa. Remember we said once you make a payment of a loan, you have to give it about 2 to 3 working days for that lender to send us that update kwa side yetu. Pia sometimes maybe it will have exceeded that point, so you might have been given what we call a batch number from the lender side. So again, contact us on our numbers, on our email, in our offices. Give us that batch number. We'll be able to process the batch number. It is updated so that your status on your credit report is moves from your default to no default.
To no default.
Yes.
Yeah, so here is nitapeana advice, inapeana for free amtalipia. So anytime you want to get your CRB certificate, it is prudent to first of all check your status.
Correct.
Before you get the certificate. This helps because sometimes you paid for your loan and we have not received the confirmation from the institution to update the account. So if you just pay your loan, say for example umelipa loan yako leo and decided that mimi nimeclear loan yangu ya KCB for example and I want to get a CRB certificate. So you pay your loan today which was in default and pay for the certificate the same day.
Yes.
Be rest assured that that certificate will have the status na yenye inasoma default.
Correct.
So before you pay for the CRB certificate, 2,200 ni ndo mingi sana. So check your status first. You can still check your status by dialing *433# or on your Crystal Ball app. Make sure that your account is okay so that by the time you're getting your CRB certificate, you get it in inasoma without default.
Correct.
Okay, so I hope that helps. So let's go to the next thing, which is a credit score.
Yes. Credit score tumejua it also appears on the credit report.
Yeah.
But sometimes maybe hujapata your recent credit report, you just want to know your score.
Yeah.
From again, remember we tulisema score ina run from 200 to 900.
Yes.
So you just want to know.
Yeah.
So it's basically a measure of a customer credit worthiness and the likelihood that they will meet their financial obligations. So kuipata, again, itaanza na USSD *433#.
Yeah.
Then choose option number 3 kwa the list of products. Hiyo ni credit score. The way it comes, itakuja tu kama message.
Yes.
Inakuambia your credit score is say 476.
Yeah.
Your credit score is 674.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just a simple text message.
Yes.
That credit score response will come as an SMS.
Yes.
And we charge 150 shillings for the credit score.
Yes.
You may not be in need of the full document, you just want to see that. So
Yeah.
that is the credit score.
Yeah, but if you got your full credit report, then the credit score is also on the first page. You see after biodata, kuna credit score, kuna ile PPI Victor had mentioned earlier. And as Victor has said, a credit score is between 200 and 900. Now 200 is the least score. So to say, for example, kama ume default, you are negatively listed, your credit score is definitely going to be below 400, I think.
Yes.
Na pia itaonyesha red. Remember we said red ni danger. Yeah, so if you have a default history ama if you don't borrow as much, credit score yako itakuwa hapo katikati, say between 400 and 600. But if you borrow and pay on time, then your credit score will be 700 and above.
Yes, 700 above.
Yeah.
And remember, this credit score is very important
Yes.
because due to the CRB regulations 2020,
Yes.
lenders are now more inclined to check your credit score. Not even so much towards the fact that you're listed or not,
Yes.
but ni kwa credit score. Because right now we are trying to sell this idea of risk-based pricing
Yes.
for loans that you get. You may be able to access loans even if you're negatively listed.
Yes.
So what will change is maybe the terms and conditions, the repayment period,
Yes.
na interest
Na
ya loan
interest.
yenye utalipa,
Yeah.
depending on your credit score. So if your credit score is low, you are a high risk borrower.
Yeah.
If your credit score is high, you are a low risk borrower. So
Yes.
all these factors will be able to be determined once you know your credit score.
Yeah.
Also pia wewe mwenyewe as an individual, ukishajua credit score yako, unajua maybe there is somewhere that you have a problem. Actually sometimes what I advise customers, ukishalipa loan na una expect at that point inakuwa updated, all you need to do is to check your credit score.
Yeah.
Ukiona imepanda then unajua hiyo account yako imeupdateiwa. Kama haijapanda unajua bado haiko updated. So follow up with your lender.
And as Victor has mentioned, credit score is a very, very important component, and I think he's like explained it very nicely about, especially about the risk-based pricing. So, in recent times, like you don't have, you can't be denied a loan according to your status.
Yes.
So kama we ni ule mtu huwa haulipi your loans on time, just know that you can get a loan, but repayment period itakuwa different from mtu huwa na borrow na analipa on time, na pia interest yako itakuwa tofauti. Unaweza patiwa loan na interest yako iko juu than mtu mwenye huwa anakopa na analipa in good time.
Yes.
So I think that helps. If you have any questions, yeah.
I mean, I would like to correct. Nilisema ni option number 3. Point of correction, credit score kwa hiyo list ya services ni number 2, option number 2.
That is on USSD, *433#. Option number 2 is a credit score, and you pay 150 shillings.
Correct.
Still remember, the pay bill is always provided there, and the account number is your ID number. So let's talk about who has shared my data. So when you dial *433#, option number 5 is who has shared my data. So who has shared my data basically means if you are an active borrower, the institutions that you borrow from, remember we are, what we do, we share data with the financial institutions, all right? Yes. So whenever you borrow, we get that data from the financial institutions. So ukienda pale kwa *433# and ask for who has shared your data, it will still come as a very very short SMS, very simple SMS. Correct. So it will just tell you that you are positively listed by lender A, B, C, correct, and negatively listed by lender D, for example.
Yes.
So there is, just brought up the issue of positive listing and negative listing. Maybe we can talk about that first, and then we can move on.
So positive listing, basically from the word positive, means that you have performing accounts that are either with the default history or without default history. By in extension, what I mean, a performing account with the default history is one that ilikuwa blacklisted at some point, kwa kuja ukalipa, ilikuwa negatively listed at some point, kwa kuja ukalipa ikaupdateiwa, ikakuwa sasa it is now closed, no balance, all that, so now it is a positive listing, but with default history. Then one that you took and paid on time bila kuchelewesha or anything, itakuwa sasa without default history.
Yes.
So both of them, kama ndio ziko kwa report yako, hizo ndio zitakuwa positive listing. Yes. Sasa kama ni lender A, B, C, D, zitakuwa positive listing. So you know that I took a loan from lender A, nikalipa on time. I took a loan from lender B, I defaulted at some point, but I later cleared that loan. That is the positive listing. The negative listing means that you have an account that is currently non-performing.
Yes.
So it means you took a loan and you exceeded a period of 3 months without having paid back that loan. So it will also be listed there, negatively listed by a certain lender.
Yes. So I know there's always a bit of confusion about positive and negative listing, especially people going by what we get. Say, for example, if you go to a hospital, let's say you have malaria. So ukiwa na malaria watasema Victor tested positive for malaria, all right? So I think sometimes ama kama haona watasema negative, but here it's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
So you just have to note that.
On that point, I can see we have a question on Facebook. Kuna ka Jose anauliza, sasa do you assist watu wale report zao haziko shared na loans institutions like Tala, Zenka, Pesapata? Because hapo ndio mtu anapata credit score. Sijui utamjibu?
Well, I'll take that one. Thank you, Jose, for your question. So what we do, we share data with institutions that have been regulated or that are regulated by the CBK.
Correct.
Now you realize that there are these other institutions, especially digital
credit
providers, most of which are not regulated by the CBK. So that means that we do not share data with them. Hata ukipata credit report yako, you will realize that it doesn't have all those. Like for example, ulikopa na Zenka or Tala or all that. So ukipata credit report yako, you're wondering how comes niliboro na lender A, B, C na haiko kwa report yangu. Basically means that they are not regulated by the CBK, and so we do not share data with them.
Yes, we don't.
And so if we do not share data, that means that even when you borrow with them, it does not affect your credit report.
True.
Yes.
Whether you pay on time, whether you default, at the moment.
Yes.
I always like to make that point clear. At the moment,
Yes.
they are not regulated, so they may not appear on your credit. They will not appear on your credit report.
Yes.
But once they are, they go through that process with the Central Bank of Kenya and are approved, then they will be, or they will now start appearing on your credit report.
Because then it will only means that they will start sharing data with us, and definitely they will appear on your credit report, and that will affect your credit score as well.
Yes.
So let's go back to the SMS that you get when you ask for who has shared your data, and we said that you will get an SMS saying you are positively listed. So now I want you to note that positive listing is good listing. So if you get that you are positively listed, say by KCB, NCBA, say ABSA and all.
Correct.
So sometimes you get this, who has shared your data, and you call us and say, I have never borrowed with NCBA. How comes I can see NCBA and say, for example, ABSA on my list of those who positively or negatively listed me?
Correct.
So now, Victor, do you want to take that?
I will take that.
Yeah.
You find that utapata most of these mobile loans,
Yes.
we take them and apply them on our phones,
Yes.
but we don't know the lender behind them.
Yes.
So kama sasa umekuwa ukichukua these mobile loans alafu unashangaa NCBA imetokea. NCBA basically ni M-Shwari. Kuna gani ingine NCBA? Fuliza pia ni itakuja na jina NCBA.
Yes.
Then KCB M-Pesa of course itakuja na jina KCB.
Yeah.
Alafu kuna Timiza. Timiza itakuja na jina ya ABSA.
Yeah.
So wewe unajua umechukua mobile loans, alafu kwa SMS ya who has shared my data unapata ABSA bank. Don't worry. Hiyo ndio Fuliza.
Yes.
Ukipata kuko na M-Shwari ndio inakuja na jina NCBA.
Okay.
Kuna hustler funds sijui. I need to clarify that. Inakuja na NCBA. But we'll need to clarify that. So all those mobile loans, they will still come, lakini zitakuja na jina ya these major lenders.
Yes, itakuja under a bank yenye ina provide that service.
Yes.
So when you get the SMS and you see that you are negatively listed, say by Neil, and you're wondering what is Neil.
Yes, correct.
So if it says you're positively listed by institution A, B, C, D, and negatively listed by Neil, Neil basically means zero. Nothing. So it means that at the moment you are not negatively listed by any institution, and that your status is okay.
Correct. So ukipata message yako inasema negatively listed by Neil, furahia.
Yeah.
Furahia, you are good to go.
So if you want to get who has shared your data, again on our USSD, you will just dial *433#.
Yes.
Option is number 5. And we charge 100 shillings for this service. If you're using your Crystal Ball app, you just go to the app. They are all listed there. So you just pick who has shared your data. You will be guided on how to make the payment, 100 shillings, and you will know who has shared your data.
That is correct.
Let's move on to the next service.
The next service tuko nayo inaitwa My CRB Status. This is one of the shortest service or product that you can get from us.
Yeah.
Basically, it just notifies you of the level of that listing. So you might be positively listed, but which part of positive list? Do you have a performing account with default history, or do you have ones without default history?
Yeah.
So, but that is the CRB status. So once you request for you dial *4 that the 33#, inakuja option number 1. It's the first service that you get kwa that list of services on USSD. And we charge 50 shillings for that only. So it just notifies your CRB status, whereby you can either get an excellent status, a poor status, or a good status.
Yeah.
So ukipata excellent status, itakwambia you are excellently, you are listed Inasema?
Your status is excellent.
Your status is excellent. Sorry for that. Your status is excellent.
Yeah.
Which basically means that you have an active account and it is performing at the moment.
So performing basically means that you've not defaulted that loan.
Correct.
Say for example, kama ulikuwa umechukua facility and you're supposed to pay within 3 months, it means haijafika the 3 months.
Correct.
You're servicing your loan in good time, ama umeshalipa within the stipulated time. So that is what performing accounts means. So most of the time, if you find your status is excellent, it only means that your repayment history iko sawa. Wewe ni ule mtu unakopa na unalipa kwa wakati unaofaa. So the next status is good.
Good status.
So good basically means that you have no loan facility reflecting on your credit report. Sometimes, and I like the question that Jose asked earlier, pengine umekuwa ukiborrow tu na hawa digital lenders, or you have not been borrowing at all. Okay? Yes. So if you've never borrowed at all, then when you get your credit report, unaona hakuna any information. It comes as blank. Iko blank, all right? So kama iko blank, your CRB status is still good, because then it means that no one has shared your data negatively. Correct. But good could also mean that at some point you had defaulted a loan, lakini ukalipa. Yes. Say nilichukua loan ya equity for example, nikachelewa kuilipa, wakani list negatively, kuja nikalipa. So the status moved from negative listing to active with default history. Correct. So I only have the history. So if I only have the default history, my status will still be good.
That is correct.
And then kuna poor sasa.
Poor sasa, your status is poor, which means at the moment you are negatively listed, and you have a non-performing account on your report. Yeah. So ukishapata such a notification, hapo sasa ndio inabidi unaanza kujipanga. Yes. Vile utalipa that loan, have it updated, ndio itoke kwa poor listing.
So ukilipa loan yako, venye Victor alikuwa amesema tukianza inachukua around 2 to 4 working days. We receive the notification from the lender, we update your report. Now once it's updated, then now the status will move from poor to, say for example, good, and your financial obligations inaendelea kukua. To get this product or service, you just dial *433#. It is the first option.
Option number one,
and you pay only 50 shillings. Pale kwa Cristobal app yako, you can just log in, pick my CRB status, you'll be directed on how to make the payment.
That is correct.
Yeah. So basically, those are the services or the products that we offer here at CRB. We have talked to you about 6 major products. If it's your first time that you're interacting with us, you have to register. So registration is the first thing, and it costs 100 shillings. You will be guided on how to register when you dial *433#, or when you download the Cristobal app from your Android phone. Correct. We've also talked about your All My CRB status, which we just talked about right now. That costs 50 shillings. Also, you can dial *433#, pick on option number 1. We've talked about who has shared my data and explained this to you. That is *433#. Option number 5, and that costs 100 shillings. Something else we talked about is a credit score, and we told you that a credit score varies from 200 to 900, 200 being the least score, 900 being the best score, and that you dial *433#, and it's option number 2, costs 150 shillings. We've also talked about a CRB certificate, and you said you can get a certificate with 2 status, either with no default or with default. When you dial *433# and pick on option number 3, you will get your CRB certificate that costs 2,200 shillings. And we've also talked about a credit report. Correct. Which is when you dial *433#, you get your credit report at 250 shillings. There's something else I wanted us to look at. Okay. And I know, Victor, you will talk about this when we are looking at CRB certificate. Okay. So ni time gani mtu anaweza kuwa anahitajiwa kuwa na CRB certificate?
CRB certificate has various uses. Top of them being wakati unatafuta kazi, looking for employment. They want to know your CRB status at the moment. So they request you to come with a CRB certificate. Then you may also require a CRB certificate when you're applying for a tender. Katika tendering process, various levels of government, utaitishwa CRB certificate. And then also sometimes wakati una apply visa, sometimes they may also require you to have that CRB certificate.
Yeah, because no one wants you in their country kama wewe ni defaulter.
Kama uko na non-performing accounts.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's good you keep yourself up to date with your CRB status.
Yeah.
Hata kama utaki a full credit report ya 250 shillings,
Yeah. just
just dial the star 423 hash. Chagua option number 1.
Yeah.
Jua your CRB status. Are you excellent? Are you poor? Is your status excellent? Is your
Yeah.
status poor? Is your status good? Just get to know that. Then from there you start following up on how to have it cleared.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't need a CRB certificate for anything, just for your peace of mind. Umemaliza kulipa loans zako, unaona tu wacha nichukue CRB certificate yangu, nijue tu niko sawa na CRB, mambo yangu yote iko sawa. Yeah, so that basically those are our services or our products. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us here on Facebook.
Yes.
When you go to Facebook, our Facebook page is Metropole CRB, but we are also on Twitter at Metropole CRB. You can always find us there and ask any questions that you have. We're on Instagram, did you know?
Yeah, we are. I know. Same username.
Yeah, Metropole Corporation on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. You can always watch these very helpful and educative videos on our YouTube channel, Metropole CRB, and you can get all the help you need. Now, if you want to call us, we are on. Our contact center is very much open Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. And on Saturdays, we are on from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you can always call us on 0709 834 000. Kama wewe ni mtu mtandao, tuko kwa WhatsApp pia. You can always pass your questions on our WhatsApp number, that is 0704 723 666. Yeah, but officially you can write to us an email if you have any queries or anything you want to talk about. Our official email address is info@metropole.co.ke. Today we've talked so much about our Crystal Ball app, so you already know that we have an app known as Crystal Ball on Android. You can download it, have it on your phone, be monitoring your CRB status and any service that you may need from us. Another thing that you need to have on your speed dial is our short code, our USSD code, that is star 433 hash, so you can always serve yourself.
Correct. And then there's something I would like to mention, all these social media platforms. Please remember, when you're sharing your sensitive information, do so in our inbox only.
Yes.
Yes, when you're giving us your ID number and mobile number, you can ask a question on the public forum.
Yeah.
It might help other users.
Yeah.
But wakati unaitishwa your ID number and mobile number, please send them in our inbox. Usikubali information yako ijitangaze huko nje. You never know who is going through them.
Yeah.
And what they will do with that information.
Yeah.
Yes, I think kifiki hapo tuko sawa.
Yeah.
On the product side, so it has been a good session. I think I'm looking at naona kuna maswali. Yeah, so I think we can wrap it up for this week. Thank you very much, guys, for being with us. We always appreciate you logging in and watching us, and also sharing your questions.
Yes, for such educative and informative sessions, unajua every single Friday of the week, this is the place to get us. Metropole CRB on Facebook. See you again on Friday, 11 a.m.
Boom.